So I was asked to begin the program with a song. There's a beautiful new song that's been running through Israel. You may have heard and seen it on videos, on Facebook and so on, because it's really making the rounds. And there's a good reason it's making the rounds, because it's got an excellent message for the time, and very relevant to to this ceremony where we're donating an ambulance to Israel, where they desperately need extra help helping people who are wounded by, well, you know what's going on there. This song says the following: Hashem Yitbarach, blessed God, Tamid Ohev Oti, God loves me, always loves me. Vehu Ya'aseh Li Tov, and he always does good by me. And then there is a sort of a caption at the end that I invite you to join in on. It's great. It says, Ve'od yoter tov, ve'od yoter tov, ve'od yoter tov, ve'od yoter tov. God does good by me, and more good, and more good, and more good, and always more good. And that's what we really hope for in our tradition. Good and blessings and peace and hope.
In the aisle?
Yeah. Hashem Yitbarach, Tamid Ohev Oti, Vehu Ya'aseh Li Ra'ato. Hashem Yitbarach, Tamid Ohev Oti, Vehu Ya'aseh Li Ra'ato. Od yoter tov, ve'od 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 yoter tov, Hashem Ya'aseh Li Tov. Okay, simple song. You can join in with me. Okay? Hashem Yitbarach, Tamid Ohev Oti, Vehu Ya'aseh Li Ra'ato. Hashem Yitbarach, Tamid Ohev Oti, Vehu Ya'aseh Li Ra'ato. Here we go. Hu Ya'aseh Li Od Yoter Tov, Ve'od 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 Yoter Tov, Hu Ya'aseh Li Ra'ato. Let's try it. Ve'od Yoter Tov, 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 Hu Ya'aseh Li Ra'ato. Okay, I'll be back. Good morning. It is really a great honor and pleasure to be here, gathered to celebrate the donation of this tool of life, that will be sent to Israel. And that is actually not out of the pattern of Magen David Adom. The history of MDA, believe it or not, it begins in Philadelphia in 1918 in a meeting between Henry Zold, Rabbi Ben-Gideon, and Golda Meir, which is amazing that it was organizing a form of medical care in Israel during World War I. Now, it went kind of dormant for a little bit, but in 1929 with riots, it rose again and became eventually what it is today. The primary organization responsible for ambulance service, patients while planes fly overhead, so responsible for ambulance service, for blood donation throughout the country, for emergency services, and even for being a national bank for breast milk for babies. It's a phenomenal organization that does so much good. And its emblem of the
red Star of David, the Magen David Adom, which is its name, right? The red shield of David is so perfect as well, because it is a shield. MDA is a shield for all Israelis, anyone who is there, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, anything at all. It unifies the country by serving all who are there, residents, citizens, either way. And in that way, it's such a beautiful representation of our Jewish value of life, of protecting life. This is such an essential tool for the Jewish people and for Israel. And it is amazing. It's such a phenomenal thing that they are built here. They are now, this one donated from here, and will be driving around the streets and highways of Eretz Israel, of the land of Israel, saving and protecting lives. It is an honor to be standing this close to it, and it's gives me goosebumps to know that lives are going to be saved in this vehicle because of your donation. And so it's a great honor for us all to be here today to celebrate that and to honor your contribution. So thank you for not just making this beautiful contribution, but for including all of us in it, to make us feel connected as well. It's a wonderful, wonderful step, and we really are truly grateful. Thank you. And we're going to continue with some speeches, some words, first from Shari Kopelman, representing Magen David Adom, and then from some of the family members to talk about their reasoning and the thinking and the meaning behind this gift. So it's great to be here. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, the wind patterns, for shifting the rain in different directions. We thought we were going to be rained on, but it turns out we're going to have a lovely morning to be outside here today together. So thank you, and Shari?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here for this wonderful and truly meaningful dedication. Kudos to you, and mazel tov to the whole Seltzer family. Stephen, Stu, Danielle, Cliff, Jennifer, and a special thank you to Sandy, who worked tirelessly for months to ensure every little last detail was taken care of. Let's give Sandy a round of applause. So I stand before you with great pride, sharing some of the heroic work of Magen David Adom. So as the rabbi said, some of these remarks, MDA is Israel's national emergency medical system. MDA provides disaster relief, humanitarian aid to all Israelis, regardless of race and religion. Every year, there are more than 1.4 billion emergency vehicle deployments. Every year, there are over 3.6 emergency calls that have a response time of 3 seconds. MDA has 37,500 volunteers, and while MDA services are mandated by the Israeli government for the work they do, they pay 10%. Because we have able to rely on supporters like the Seltzers, since October 7th, my colleagues in Israel and the medics and paramedics you've watched on the news have worked harder than ever before, under conditions more dire than ever. They're worse than anything you see on TV. While most are running from missiles and the attacks, MDA is running toward the injured, knowing they're at risk for their own lives to save the life of someone else. We have a medic here today from Israel who was in Israel volunteering for MDA on October 7th. She's going to be briefly talking about how experiencing a terrorist attack not only changed her life, led her to volunteering with MDA, and she's actually going back to make Aliyah. After Kayla came back from birthright, she made a decision that changed her life forever. And today, you're going to hear why. Kayla?
Shalom. On March 14, 2024, my life changed. I had landed in Israel 2 days prior to join several other young Jewish adults on a trip called Birthright to Gli. It felt like a regular day. We had breakfast at Kibbutz Sde Boker, we loaded onto the bus, and we went sightseeing. After exploring the beautiful land in the morning, we stopped for lunch in a place called Bet Kama in southern Israel. While standing online in a Roma cafe, I remember noticing people ordering coffee, chatting quietly, enjoying pastries, lost in that everyday calmness that we so often take for granted in this country. Then in a moment, the calmness shattered. The feeling of terror took over. I felt this dark presence behind me, and suddenly my mind couldn't comprehend what my eyes were seeing. I was standing in the middle of a pigua, a terrorist attack. I saw a soldier being stabbed by a terrorist. The attacker struck from behind, stabbing him multiple times, in the back, the throat, and the stomach. As the soldier turned around, clutching his neck, hands dripping with blood, he reached for his firearm. Meanwhile, a brave civilian standing on line next to me managed to jump on the terrorist for just a few seconds, bringing him to the ground. Despite being critically wounded, the soldier drew his weapon, neutralized the terrorist, protecting everyone around him before collapsing himself. Tragically, he passed away due to his wounds shortly after reaching the hospital. Chief Warrant Officer Uri Moyan was not just a soldier, he was a gibor, a true hero. There are things you see once in life and carry with you forever. That day, I carried Uri's bravery. But also I carried something else, an overwhelming sense of helplessness. I remember standing there wishing there was something I could do to help, anything. That moment, seeing a man's life taken so violently, so suddenly, never left me. I felt completely powerless. That feeling became my turning point. I needed to be someone who could turn helplessness into action, someone who could run towards the pain rather than away from it, someone who at the very least could try to save a life. That's what led me to volunteer with Magen David Adom in Israel. Magen David Adom is dedicated to saving lives every day. As Israel's national emergency medical service, it responds to accidents, medical emergencies, provides ambulance services, disaster response, manages the national blood supply, and so much more. It also trains first aid responders and delivers humanitarian aid across the globe. As a volunteer with MADA, I completed an intensive first aid and emergency response training course. I served on ambulances responding to wide ranges of emergencies, from car accidents to cardiac arrest, injuries, and the aftermath of rocket attacks. I learned to stop the bleeding, assist in CPR, stabilize trauma victims, and bring calm to the moments of chaos. It wasn't easy. There were days filled with heartbreak, but there are also moments filled with so much hope. Volunteering with MADA wasn't just meaningful, it was transformative. It connected me to the people of Israel in a way no program ever could. It gave me a purpose, a mission, a home. Every shift reminded me that even the simple act of help can mean the difference between life or death. Volunteering with MADA has given me a way to honor Uri's memory, not just by my words, but with my hands and my heart. I carry his name with me every time I climb onto that ambulance. And I hope in some small way I'm helping others I wished so desperately someone could have helped him. Because when I saw death, I ran to fight for life. MADA has taught me that healing is an act of courage. It's our way of saying we refuse to let the fear in. It's how we honor heroes like Uri, not through remembrance, but through action. It was in that moment of helplessness that something in me shifted. I realized I could no longer remain a visitor of the land of Israel. I wanted to be a part of it, part of the strength, the resilience, and the healing. This journey has changed me. It has made me more than a visitor. It has made me a part of Am Yisrael. Thank you.
Thank you. That was a beautiful speech. Good morning, everybody. My name is Stu Seltzer, and I'm here with my brother Cliff. And on behalf of our family, thank you all for being here. This is a truly meaningful celebration for us, and it's really heartfelt that you are all here with us today. Today's ceremony is much more than just a ribbon cutting. It's really honoring where we came from. As you know, it's really honoring who we are, the values that have guided our family for generations. For us, it's especially meaningful to have it here at Temple Bet Shalom, the place where our Jewish journey first began. Temple Bet Shalom has been the cornerstone of our family's Jewish life. It's where my two brothers and I attended the nursery school here. It's where my two brothers and I attended the summer day camp here, where Sandy was the photographer. It's where my two brothers and I attended the Hebrew school. It's where my two brothers and I were bar mitzvahed, and we even had, all three of us had our bar mitzvah parties right here.
It's also where we continued through Hebrew High School, then embarked on our first trip to Israel through USI pilgrimage, supported by Temple Bet Shalom and their scholarship. It's where we were deeply involved with United Synagogue Youth, helping TBS annually win awards for Tikkun Olam and chapter programming. We hosted Kinnasim, and even launching the first ever matzah ball, truly the first ever, drew over 700 people here. That was Stu, and I think it's John here. John Spielman was involved too. So that was something. It's also where we each got married. Stu and I, to Jennifer, and Stu to Danielle, right here at Temple Bet Shalom. In so many ways, it's a place where we learned what it means to be a part of a community rooted in tradition, service, care for one another.
We feel truly blessed to have had Temple Bet Shalom in our lives. We've been inspired by two remarkable leaders here, Rabbi Sternstein, of blessed memory, and Rabbi Lucas. Their wisdom, their warmth, their guidance has shaped not just this synagogue, but our own lives.
We are also forever grateful for the example set by our parents, Sandy and Steve. We watched Dad lead the congregation with heart and dedication as president, trusted legal advisor, and endowment lead. Meanwhile, Mom served in countless leadership roles, including creating and publishing the beloved TBS Bulletin for over a decade. And let's not forget that Mom also started Young Israelites, a youth program where we would do sports and so forth during the week and after Hebrew school. And the biggest part of the program was a bowling league. The kids aren't here yet, but imagine right after Hebrew school on Sunday, the bowling league where everyone would gather and we would all go bowling, about 150 people after religious school on Sunday. Their deep commitment to this community helped shape our own understanding of what it means to give back.
It was right here at Temple Bet Shalom that I first learned something that still resonates with me today: how to sound the shofar. The great Maimonides, Rambam, the 12th century scholar, has said that the sound of the shofar is a wake-up call, that Jews should rise up and make this world a better place. So today, as we dedicate this ambulance, which is a symbol of bravery, of courage, and of the sacred duty to preserve life, it feels especially fitting to honor the moment with a tekiah blast of the shofar.
Here we go.
Wow.
Oh.
Great. Our family foundation, led by our parents, is proud to continue that spirit of giving with the donation of this new ambulance to Magen David Adom. MADA is more than just Israel's national emergency medical service, as you've heard. It's a lifeline, a symbol of resilience, compassion, and the sanctity of everyone's human life.
In fact, yesterday, we read the Torah portion, Tazria Mitzorah, which reminds us of just how sacred life and health truly are. The Torah teaches in that portion about caring for the sick, about isolating when needed, and restoring people to health and community. And these are not just acts of kindness. They are sacred obligations. Today, Magen David Adom lives out that same mission every day. They are embodying the Jewish value of pekuat nefesh, the obligation to save life above all else. In Israel, where the threat of attack is constant reality, Magen David Adom's extraordinary paramedics, EMT, volunteers, blood center, milk banks, equipment, and of course, the emergency vehicles ensure that Israelis can live their best lives knowing that help is always standing by and maybe just 3 seconds away. When I visited Israel this past April, I had the privilege of touring Magen David Adom's state-of-the-art blood bank, a true fortress built to protect the country's blood supply. It was also a powerful symbol of the preparedness and the resilience of Magen David Adom. Through this gift, we hope to play a small role in protecting lives in Israel, a country that holds deep meaning for our family. Our brother Lev, Rabbi Lev, lives there with his family, including Ariel. Ariel Seltzer is the first great-grandchild of Sandy and Steve, and we're especially proud that Lev's 2 daughters have served in the IDF, continuing the family's legacy of strength and service.
Many of you will also remember that in 1984, while in her 40s, Sandy and a friend, Rhoda Zeldiker, traveled to Israel and volunteered on an army base for a month through Volunteers for Israel. This was not your typical girls' trip, I imagine. This gift is a tribute to the values we first learned here at Temple Beth Shalom, the values of Hesed, kindness, tzedakah, justice and charity, and Kayla, community. We are deeply grateful to share this moment with all of you, our family, our friends, and the TBS community, because in so many ways, this journey has come full circle. So we thank you again for being with us today, and thank you to Temple Beth Shalom for being a foundation of faith, family, and giving throughout our lives. We look forward to seeing this ambulance serve and save lives in Israel, a true mitzvah in action. Thank you.
Thank you. Am
Yisrael, hi.
Come on this side. Come on this side.
They were.
All of you. Cliff and Jennifer. Stu and Danielle. I like one of the class pictures and stuff. And Stephen and Sandy.
And so, we're going to close the ceremony by standing, if at all possible, and singing together Hatikva, not just the national anthem of the state of Israel, but also that song and poem that so beautifully represents the eternal hope of the Jewish people, always to look to Israel, always to be grounded there with the hope of freedom and the hope of security. And this gift goes a long way to making that happen in reality. So our hearts are full of of pride and of happiness as we sing Hatikva this morning especially.
And after we sing Hatikva, I thought it would be nice to also close with a couple of Freilich songs, so we leave in a good mood. David Melech Israel, for its obvious connection to Magen David Adom, and Am Yisrael Chai.
Everyone's invited into the auditorium. Eileen? Into the auditorium for lunch and to enjoy each other's company.
Thank you. Turned out very nice. Turned out. Thank you. Nice to be invited. Great food, family. Very nice.
I went so long. I'm a bit so low, I put it wrong. I have no because it was like the same way. That's like, oh, it's like going that. I was going the right way. And then I was like, no, this is actually